Glad to be here again. This piece right here I'm going to do is entitled Words of Wisdom. A lot of the great sayings from my great-grandma. Look, man, they gonna keep coming down here to see you locked up, chained up, like you some type of animal. And you have the audacity to call yourself a pimp, a player, a hustler, the man. Man, please. You're on the verge of being a fool, far from being cool. You don't know nothing about the old school rules. See, you new to the game, you ain't true to it. You still trying to get used to it and don't know what to do to it. Can't you see that the system keep pimping you? Can't you see that the system keep playing you? Can't you see that the system keep hustling you, man? Let me tell you where you went wrong. See, you try to imitate this cat named Lenny, but you couldn't kick it like Lenny because Lenny had a plenty. You ain't had nothing but a 20 with one checkbook and one small checking account that didn't amount to what you was trying to do. Oh yeah, you was expecting some money to come through going on what somebody told you and what you thought somebody owed you. So this is what you run and do. Like grandma said, you trying to play Clark Gable when you really wasn't able. Ended up leaving your kids with no food on the table, and now you've been labeled a deadbeat dad. Talking about what you shoulda and woulda and coulda had. But now, like grandma said, you had champagne taste with big money, and life is realism and far from funny for real in your situation. See, you would have been better off buying some groceries and preventing your kids' starvation or taking that money and paying your existing probation fee. But now your life is a sad sight to see. And it's sad because you thought the quickest way from A to Z was a straight line. But it ain't always a straight line, because sometimes you'll find crooks and turns and obstacles that'll help you learn. But like grandma said, you can't learn. Because you don't believe that fire burn and you don't believe that shit stink. Man, you can't write no checks if you ain't got the money in the bank. So now you got another stupid charge of writing bad checks, but what did you expect when you chose to neglect wisdom and responsibilities and then pay them $25 bad check fees, man, please? Oh yeah, you was expecting some money to come through. Going on what somebody told you and what you thought somebody owed you, and this is what the judge told you. He told you just like Nelly thought doodle was jelly, but the sheet IT flowed from her own belly. In other words, your excuses was full of crap, as the judge told the bailiff to slap the cuffs on your hands, and you yelled out in rage because I'm a black man. But you got to understand, son, it ain't got nothing to do with your race. It ain't got nothing to do with your face, but it's your taste, and you got to spend some taste buds. So you wrote bad checks and did with the devil with drugs, but now you having a reunion with them thugs after they took your mug shots, handing you some flip-flops and a toothbrush and a comb to release them knots from them dome. Oh yeah, they let you use the telephone, the one that you got used before you entered into your cell. Requesting that somebody come and pay your bill. But ain't nobody quick to pay your bill, so you might as well sit back, relax, and wait on some mail because your credibility ain't that swell, your face ain't that good. You didn't pay people back like you should. You didn't treat people right up in the hood, molest your kids, and God forbid, run around the streets like you was in a fashion show. Let them chicken heads stroke your ego. But grandma told me a long time ago that what goes around comes around, and it don't take 100 years to get back, so just sit back and chill while you're on the inside. Think about some things if your mind ain't too fried, because remember you had that Cadillac Pride, but you had a hoopty for a ride, and you would never get nobody a ride, and when they asked you for a ride, it was always denied. See, you thought you was the realest, truest pimp, player, hustler alive, but grandma told me that Interstate 95 go a long way, but it too come to an end. And when it came to an end, you didn't have no friends up north alone, you know end, so now you were stuck on your high horse, like Chuck looking for a buck with the pole mouth, and now you got to come back down south like grandma said with your hand in the lion's mouth. In other words, you got to learn how to be humble, because any moment you can stumble and fall, and now you trying to borrow from Peter to pay Paul, but Paul, he want all, and you keep coming up short. And now Paul, he gonna take the court and plus your ex from behind child support, and you want somebody to feel remorse. Like grandma said, that's what you get for picking the cart before the horse. Your pride is what the line, son, that was your choice, and you want somebody to feel sympathetic. Grandma said you want horns, but you'll die buck-headed. In other words, you can forget it. You ain't gonna get acquitted. Just admit that we made some bad decisions down through the years. Now you gotta hold back them tears. You gotta hold back them tears. See, you should have thought about that when you were drinking them beers and all them liquor you drunk and all them parties you kept drunk and all them women you scored a slam dunk. Think about that while you in your cell on the bottom bunk and hope you on MTV when you get punk player. Run around in town in them so-called gators in that rayon that you call silk. Acting happy-go-lucky, acting like you was doing as fine as silk, and now your face looking like you just tasted sour milk, and look, you done milked everybody in the game, from your mama to your kids, and from your kids to your friends, and from your friends to the foes. You messed up when you picked the product up your nose, and it froze your brain. What a shame, but who's to blame for that? See, grandma said you the type that'll swallow a camel and gag at a gnat, but she said it's all right to be a fool, though, sure. But you can't be a fool all your life, And you better call your ex-wife and apologize to them kids and go ahead and do that bid whatever time you got, and don't snitch and make the block hot. Because when you get out, somebody might have to release about 2 or 3 shots to that chatterbox, and you won't need no comb to release them knots. Because they got somebody to do that for you in a funeral home before they put you in that pine box 6 feet below. Hey man, I'm telling this all so you'll know that you got to reap what you sow. And I hope you sowed some good seeds and done some good deeds, because you can't live off bad seeds. You can't digest the seed. But that's how life is. You got to take the bitter with the sweet. You got to take the sun with the heat. You got to take the pig with the meat. You got to take the drummer with the beat. You got to take Kucha Kinte without his feet and escape the system that keep whipping you. Escape the system that keep hustling you. Escape the system that keep playing you, man, even if you got to escape through the heat. Find the rhythm to the drummer's beat. Eat whatever meat you can eat. And don't get caught up in the hood, because all of them the same. They just got different streets. But before this conversation is complete, let me let you know that you're real discreet. That you're real unique by being discreet. First of all, you can't never emulate nobody's style. You'll never be like nobody else. You'll never make a perfect match. And another thing, don't never count your chickens before they hatch. You don't never try to fry the fish before you make the catch. You don't never marry that broad until you get the snatch. Hold up, let me snatch that one back, because that was whack. But what I'm trying to say, man, you can't make a living off selling crack. And you definitely can't bank on what somebody told you and what you thought somebody owed you. And that's the conclusion. Pimping ain't no illusion, but grandma was the realest pimp.